There was a time when car manufacturers abided by rules. MPVs had 7 seats, SUVs had 4-wheel drive, and coupes had 2 doors. Now it seems that anything goes, and car makers seem to be in a blind rush to blur every boundary going. Cue the genesis of the 4-door coupe, and although motoring traditionalists still struggle to get their heads around the concept, buyers seem to really quite like them. And so does Mercedes, with cars like the CLA and CLS already on offer. But now there's a new one in town, and it's fair to say that this one kicks things up a notch. This is the AMG GT 4-door, and unlike Merc's other 4-door coupes, this one is offered exclusively by the company's AMG Performance division. No low-powered cooking versions here. To that end, it comes with the same 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8 found in the existing 2-door AMG GT. In the standard car, it develops a fearsome 585 horsepower, and in the S version we've got here, that's hiked up to a frankly bonkers 639 horsepower. The question is the rest of the dynamic experience as impressive as the level of power, and can it justify the rather lofty price? 121 grand for the standard car and 135 for the S. And also, can it dust it with other 4-door coupes like the Porsche Panamera? We've come to Scotland to find out. When looking at the interior, let's kick things off with the most obvious thing that separates this car from the existing AMG GT, and that is the 2 extra seats. Good news is that they're roomy enough for a pair of 6-foot adult passengers, and although 2 individual seats are standard, you can have 3 back seats as an option, just like we've got here. The boot is also massive, although it's got to be said, the shape is a little bit weird. Up front, everything's much more E-Class than it is AMG GT. You've got these 2 enormous digital screens to take care of all your information and entertainment functionality, and with lovely materials and loads of kit, it's much more luxury car than it is stripped out race car, and it's all the better for it. The centre console is a bit different from the E-Classes though, with switches for all the car's selectable stuff. Driving modes, exhaust settings, spoiler position, all of that. It looks really cool, but more importantly, it also works really well. It's not just an interior thing either, because mechanically this car shares a lot more with the E-Class than it does with the other AMG GT. It's built on the E-Class platform, albeit braced and stiffened to within an inch of its life. It's no colossal surprise then that this car feels a lot more like the E-Class than it does the other AMG GT. It's a big, heavy thing weighing in at just over 2 tons, and although it hides that weight really well, it never quite shakes it off completely. That's physics for you, I'm afraid. Having said that, this is an immensely capable and assuring machine. It turns really quickly and crisply thanks in no small part to the 4-wheel steering system that comes as standard, and its athleticism is helped even more by really strong body control and grip that is truly mighty. Most of the time this is a rear-wheel drive car, but when wheel slippage is detected, the power can also be sent to the front to give you even better 4-wheel drive traction. Electronically adjustable suspension is also standard, and it's really good, giving you impressive control in the sportier settings and impressive comfort in the less hardcore modes. But as you'd expect, it is that engine that pretty much defines the experience. The performance is nothing short of obscene. 0 to 62 takes just 3.2 seconds, and even when you're already going pretty darn quickly, a gentle prod of the accelerator is all that's needed to have you hurtling towards the horizon even more quickly. And the noise it makes, well, just have a listen. So the AMG GT 4-door is undeniably very expensive, but the fact remains it is still a heck of a thing. It looks fab, it is blisteringly fast, it's fairly practical, and it plays the role of backroad blaster almost as well as it does comfortable cruiser. How it compares with the Panamera is still a bit tricky to say until we've driven them both back to back, but we reckon there's going to be very little in it, and that in itself is praise indeed.